All right, so y'all, this is number 16 out of the review for the final. And it says, use the normal distribution of SAT critical reading scores for which the mean is 514. Okay, so I'm going to write this down. My mean, X bar, is 514. Standard deviation, so my sigma is 114. And assume the variable X is normally distributed. And part A says, what percent of the SAT verbal scores are less than 675? All right, so what we're trying to do here, y'all, is, let's see, I made a little mistake here. This is not X bar, but this is my mu. Okay, so what we're trying to do here for part A is we're looking for the probability that our scores, X, is going to be less than 675. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to convert this X value to a Z-score, okay? So the way I do that is I'm going to use this formula, X minus mu, all divided by sigma, okay? And so now I'm just going to kind of do a little plug and chug. So my X number in this case is my 675 minus my sigma, which is 514, all divided by, mu, which is 514, divided by sigma, which is 114. Okay, so guys, I'm just going to do this part here on my calculator. So let me grab my calculator real quick. And we said 675 minus 514 divided by 114. Okay, and I'm going to change that now to a decimal. And I'm coming up with 1.41. So my Z-score is a 1.41. So now the objective is what we're going to do now is we're going to say, instead of saying the probability that X is smaller than 675, we're going to say the probability that Z is less than 1.41, okay? So to give you an idea of what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to the next page, right? So here's my standard normal curve, okay? Here's my mean of 0, and 1.14 would be somewhere right about here, or 1.41, I'm sorry. And because we're looking for the probability that Z is less than 1.41, what we're really interested in here, y'all, is what is the area to the left, okay? The reason to the left is because it's less than. So you have a couple of options. You can use your statistical table, and you would go to when Z is 1.41, and you would find your value. Or you can use your calculator. So on the calculator, y'all, I'm going to do mine on the calculator. It's second vars, okay? And then we're going to go normal, CDF. And just to give you a reminder, there's going to be two numbers here, okay? This is going to be my lower number, and this is going to be my upper number. So if you notice in my picture, if I'm all the way over here to the left, I'm essentially going towards negative infinity. So we normally go negative 9999, and then my upper number, we're stopping at 1.41, okay? So let me do this part on my calculator. I'm going to go second vars, normal CDF, negative 9999, comma, 1.41, okay? And I'm coming up with 0.9207. So the value that I'm coming up with is 0.9207, okay? And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back to my problem, and it's asking me here to write it as a percent. So I would say 92.07, because we had 0.9207, so as a percent, 92.07. Check my answer, perfect. Okay, now we're going to do part B. So let's do part B. Okay, take a little screenshot, and let's do part B. Here we go. Okay, so now part B says you would expect approximately how many SAT verbal scores would be greater than 575, okay? So we're going to do this problem just like we did the first one. What's the probability that it's greater than 575, that X is bigger than 575? Remember what we said? We said our mu was 514 and our sigma was 114, right? So again, we're going to convert this to a Z-score. So my formula is X minus mu over sigma. Okay. So my X in this case is my 575 minus 514 over 114. Okay, so let me do this part on my calculator, and we'll see what we come up with. So 575 in parentheses minus 514 divided by 114 And again, we're going to convert that to a decimal. So to 2 decimal places, y'all, I would say 0.54. Okay, so 0.54. So what we're saying now is what's the probability that z is greater than a 0.54? So I'm going to draw a picture on the next slide so you can see exactly what it is I'm referring to. Here's my normal curve, right? Here's 0. So right about here is a 0.54. And it says, what's the probability that z is greater than 0.54? Okay, so remember, I'm now looking for the area to the right because we're looking for greater than, right? Okay, so we're going to do this on our calculator again. Second vars, right? And we're going to go normal, CDF. Remember, 2 numbers, lower number, upper number, right? So my lower number in this case is the 0.54. And if I'm going all the way to the right, I'm essentially going towards infinity. So we would normally use a positive 99999. So let's try that here. So second vars, normal CDF, 0.54, comma, 999, okay? And I'm coming up with 29.46, okay, as a percent. So 0.2946, right? I'm going to come back to my problem so I can understand what it is they're asking me to do. It says if we have 1,000 of them, how many would have the score greater than 575? So we're going to take 1,000 times 0.2946, okay? So let me take my calculator again. 1,000 times 0.2946, okay? And I'm coming up with 294.6, right? So I'm coming up with 294.6, but it says to round to the nearest whole number, so I would probably go with 295, right? And so again, I'm going to check my answer. So right here, y'all, I'm going to enter in 295, and there we go, we got it, okay?